From zero to over $1,000 a day in sales on a brand new Shopify dropshipping store in the matter of 3 days. Here's how. What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy Yash. Welcome back to the channel. I hope each and every single one of you guys is absolutely having a great day and a great week. If you are new to the channel, make sure you guys are subscribed with that post notification bell turned on so you guys are updated with all recent content. While you're at it, make sure you drop a huge like on this video. Go down below and absolutely smash that like button, because this video is absolutely going to be value filled. So guys, I want to keep this video as short and informational as possible for you guys. And obviously a few days ago, I started a brand new Shopify dropshipping store and I was able to attain well over $1,000 in sales on day 3. This store is currently still running and I am advertising through Facebook ads, which we're going to see a little bit later on my laptop. And I do plan on scaling it a little bit further. I honestly don't know till how long I'm going to be scaling it just yet, as long as it brings me profit every single day. So that could be 5K a day or even 40 or 50K a day. Nonetheless, I did want to make updated segmented videos in terms of this store for you guys so you can also follow along. And I thought this would be a great way to start out and show you guys in terms of how I was able to achieve over $1,000 in sales on just day 3 on a brand new Facebook ad account, brand new pixel, brand new business manager, and also brand new Shopify store. With that being said, we're gonna be diving into my laptop right now. I'm gonna be going over some breakdown points with you guys so we are on the same page. And last but not least, we're also gonna be taking a little bit of a dive into my Facebook ads manager so you can see what was going on and what my exact strategy was to go from $0 to $1,000 a day in just 3 days. Let's go.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!
So before we do jump into the Facebook ads portion of this mini case study, I do want to give you a little bit more information about the store and product so that way you and I are both on the same page. Now, this is a one product store, and if you've been following me for some while now, you probably know that I only focus on micro branded one product stores. It's something that I've been doing more and more rather than generic general niche or niche stores. I personally like designing one product stores, and I also like the concept of how one product stores only focus and hone down on one product. So therefore, I only run micro branded one product stores, and I think they have a lot of potential for 2020 and even onwards if you're opening a new Shopify store anytime soon. The theme I'm using on this store is a booster theme. Now, this is a professional paid theme. It does cost anywhere from $200 to $300. Now, this is just my personal preference. I like using professional paid themes, well, for many reasons, right? I personally think that they're more customizable. They come preloaded with more apps, add-ons, and widgets that do save you a lot of time and money in the long run. They're more responsive, and they also have faster loading page times as well. Furthermore, I just see a lot of generic dropshipping stores using the same free themes over and over again, so I do believe it gives you a little bit of a competitive edge over other dropshipping stores. Overall, the booster theme goes very nicely hand in hand with my products and with my store and the actual vibe that it gives off. Some themes are just a little bit better than others. You just have to see which one is the best fit for your store and your product or products. The store is also in the personal care / self-care space. It is a product that people can actually use on their bodies. Moving forward, the cost price of this specific product plus shipping is about $5.90 to most countries. Sometimes it's more closer to $6.10, but give or take, we can say that it is about $6. I initially started to sell this product at $10.95. And then after a day or two, I bumped it up to $11.95. That's what I usually do. If I see that the first 1 or 2 days it's selling well, which we'll see in just a little bit in my Facebook ads, then I'll bump the product up $1 or $2 or $3 up sometimes. So I thought it was, most likely going to sell well continuing onwards. So that's why I bumped that up to $1 more. And more than likely, I'm going to keep it at $11.95 for the duration of the store. Another thing that I did notice after day 2 is that a lot of people are buying more than one quantity of this specific product. I think on day 1 and day 2 combined, about 50% were buying more than one. So what I decided to offer are volume bundles, meaning I had different deals. So If you buy 2, you get 10% off of each product or off of each item. And if you buy 3, you get 15% off each. This is a good incentive. And more than that, it is a good way to increase your AOV, your average order value. Remember, you want to try and squeeze as much out of your customer as much as possible. And more than that, I saw in the first day or two that a lot of people were buying more than one quantity. So therefore, I did install volume bundles. And ever since then, about 40 to 70% of people are opting in and buying between 2 to 4 different items. If you do want to know what the app is called, it's called Volume and Discounted Pricing. It's honestly super clean, easy to use, configure, and integrate. I've been through a lot of volume bundle and volume discount and quantity breaker apps. However, I have not found one this effective and this clean to use. So again, if you're looking for an app for volume bundles or for volume or quantity boosters, Volume and Discounted Pricing is absolutely an amazing app. I do have 2 shipping options on my store, and this is usually what I suggest to everyone, even my one-on-one clients. Having multiple shipping options not only helps your AOV, your average order value, but it also helps your store look a little bit more legitimate. If you shop at any other bigger e-commerce brand, you'll see that more than likely they'll have between 2 to 5 different shipping options. I think it's just like a little bit of a trust factor rather than only having just free shipping on your store. I mean, obviously, you want to include free shipping. The first type of option I have is free and short shipping with tracking, and that is completely free. So again, free shipping is absolutely great, but I also have another option, and that's paid shipping. I'm charging people about $6.95, and that is priority secured shipping with tracking and also warranty. They do get a 14-day warranty if they go with that $6.95 paid shipping option. So again, it's a great way to not only look legitimate, but also to increase your AOV, your average order value. It's almost like you're getting free money, so why not offer 2 shipping options? Last but not least, what I also offered is a 5% off discount code. When someone does come on the store for the first time, 30 to 45 seconds after, they do get an option to actually input their email, and in return, they actually do get a 5% off coupon code. Now, you may be asking, why am I not, offering like $10 or 10% or 20%? And it is because I do have a little bit of a lower ticket item, so I have to see that I'm not throwing away my margins and just giving away free coupon codes. All in all, coupon codes in terms of integrating them with pop-ups work absolutely great, because in return, not only are they getting an incentive such as a coupon code like this, whether it be 5%, 10%, $5, $10, whatever it really is based off of your product pricing and the store and the type of product. But in return, you're also getting their email, which you can later use to send out email marketing campaigns or even remarket to, these email lists on Facebook. So all in all, it is a win-win situation. And again, it is a little bit more of an incentive, for people who only want to buy one product, they can still apply that 5% off coupon code. Just to be clear, I said that the potential customer can only use the 5% off coupon code only if they buy one unit or one product, because I don't want them to use it in conjunction with the volume and discounted pricing app. That means if they're buying 2 or 3, they're already getting 10% off each unit or 15% off each unit. So again, I don't want them to use a top 5% off what they're already buying, because you just don't want to throw away your margins. Therefore, I have it structured as if you buy one product, you get 5% off. If you buy 2, you get 10% off of each. And if you buy 3, you get 15% off of each. The good thing is that the volume and discounted pricing app, it actually gives you a setting where if someone were to opt in, the actual volume bundle, they cannot use any other Shopify code in conjunction with what they're already getting the discounted price off of. Next, we do have my Facebook ad setup, which I'm going to be going over how I'm structuring my actual campaign. And the reason why I don't want to go too in detail is because this store is still actually active. It is still running for me. I'm doing about 3,000 to 4,000 days right now on this potential store. So again, we are going to be going briefly over my actual ad account. But before that, just to save some time, I broke these little categories down for you so you can see how I'm setting up and structuring my initial campaign. So I did start out with one conversion campaign on the 24th, and I optimized that for purchase. I always start out with conversion with optimizing for purchase, because that is our end result. I did start out with a CBO campaign. I suggest if you have at least $100 to spend on the first day, I do recommend to start out with the CBO campaign. You can still start out by ABO, which is ad set budgets, totally up to you, but especially for lower ticket items, and if you do have a little bit of a larger budget for the first 1 to 3 days, CBO is obviously completely okay to use. And in that CBO campaign, I had 11 interest ad sets, and I ran that specific campaign for a whole 2 days, 48 hours before I do anything. It is very early in the learning stage. It is optimizing, so you want to let it run for at least 2 days. The countries I chose to target were the big five, which include United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. And I was also targeting some top tier e-packet European countries such as Belgium, Germany, Ireland, Italy, and Switzerland. Turns out to be all these countries worked really, really, really well for me. Yes, I am getting orders till this day in every single country. Of each of the 11 ad sets I had, the audience size or potential reach was about 5 million to 80 million. I usually don't like going too broad just when starting out, which means going over 100 million, nor do I like going below that 5 million threshold as well. Another thing is that I do exclude AliExpress and dropshipping in my interests. So once you have your interest, let's say dog lovers, you do want to exclude it by AliExpress and dropshipping. You do want to make sure that your ads are not seen by people who know or are interested or like AliExpress and or dropshipping. In terms of gender, I started out by targeting both male and female, and actually still am selling to both genders as I realized or saw that I'm getting purchases from both ideal genders. And the reason is because this product isn't really a gender biased product where I would only start by, targeting men or female. It's a product that really any ideal gender can use. For age, I put 25 and 65, and soon also saw that I'm getting purchases from that entire age range. I just think that this product is not really for younger people, and I mean between 16 to 23, 24. It is more for fully grown adults that can actually be utilized on a day-to-day or even weekly basis. When it comes to placements, I know a lot of people out there suggest to do automatic placements and to let Facebook decide. However, I only do the following three: Facebook feed, and Instagram story. I'm not really entirely against automatic placements. It's just that the few times I have tested it, I've seen after a few days, about a week or so, that most of my sales are coming from these three placements: Facebook feed, and Instagram story. And therefore now I always start out by those three placements when it comes to testing any brand new product. For devices, I did keep it to both desktop and mobile. Now, I know a lot of people say that 80 to 90% of the traffic that you're getting on your e-commerce Shopify dropshipping store may come from mobile users. And even though that may be true or that may hold true, you never want to assume from the get-go. You want to let the data do the talking, and therefore I did both desktop and mobile users. When it came to the ad creative, I only did have one video ad. I know sometimes I say to split test between two. However, I was pretty confident that this product is going to work regardless. So I did have a 15-second video ad, not a 30 or 45-second video ad, because I did think that this product was pretty self-explanatory and didn't need a lot of unfolding and a lot of demonstration behind it. And of course, you cannot forget your thumbnail. You always want to have a nice, vivid, vibrant, and incentivizing thumbnail for your actual video ad that you're using for your product. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now in my Facebook Ads Manager, and you can see that I did launch the first initial campaign on July 24th, and I did have 11 different interests. I had scalp, Revlon, human hair growth, keratin, hair products, hair care, hair coloring, hair follicle, 8 brands, which are actually list of different hair brands. I had 8 of them, so I did have a stacked interest right there. Hairstyle, and I had one interest where it actually had no interest. It was just excluded with dropshipping and AliExpress, so I did title it open/no targeting. The first day we did have 13 sales. You can see that we got sales from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 11 different ad sets. I do want to show you guys some of the metrics that we were actually getting, especially CPC, CTR, and CPM. And if we go right here, you can see that my overall CPC was absolutely great. It was below 50 cents for the most part, except this one ad set right here, human hair growth. When it comes to CTR or click-through rate, you can see at the lower end it was 2.53%, and on the higher end it was an astonishing 8.44%, resulting at an average CTR or click-through rate of 5.20%, which was actually very, very, very surprising. Usually a decent click-through rate when just setting up cold audiences is between 1 to 3 or 1 to 4%. So seeing this 5.20% was absolutely amazing. In terms of CPM, which is cost per 1,000 impressions, how much is it costing me for that specific ad and that interest to be in front of 8,000 people? You can see it was anywhere from between 16 to 20, 22 bucks, resulting at a CPM of about $18.87. You can also see that in a lot of these ad sets, I did get a good amount of add to carts, 32 add to carts, 27 initiated checkouts, 7 payment info, which is kind of weird. I think Facebook just tracked that a little bit off.
What?
And 13 sales, which gave us an ad spend about $101. Again, like I said, I did start out with a $100 CBO campaign, a 2.49 ROAS, and about a $251 conversion value for day one. And my break-even point ROAS, my BEP ROAS, was a 2.04. So I believe we were profitable on day one. Beautiful. So going on to day two, June 25th, I did let this campaign run the entire day. Like I said, I do let it run for 2 full days without doing anything, or before doing anything, I should say. And you can see that we had some amazing cost per results, $7.24 at average. On the lower end, we had a $2.96 cost per purchase or cost per acquisition. And on the higher end, we had about $11.23 cost per purchase or cost per result, whatever you really call it. Again, our CPCs were really, really consistent, averaging at about 28 cents. Over here, they're all about 66 cents and lower, so I believe a little bit lower than day one. And click-through rate was still above 4% at 4.28. Our CPMs did go down a little bit, which is good. Sometimes a higher CPM does mean higher quality of traffic, unless it's obviously over like 25 or 30 bucks. That's something you want to avoid. But over here, our CPM, or cost per 1,000 impressions, are $11.82. So overall, we had a slight decrease in click-through rate, which is, again, very, very minute. Not really anything too crazy. And our CPCs and CPMs did go down compared to day one, so that is always a good thing. In terms of add to carts, we did have a ton more add to carts. 57 add to carts, 35 checkouts initiated, and we did have 14 purchases, so about 1 or 2 more than day one. $101 spent, and purchase conversion value was also about $280, which resulted in a 2.75 ROAS. You can see at the high end, no targeting gave us a ROAS of almost 15, and our lower end ROAS was about 0.95, which was for hair follicles. So that was day two. I'm going to put up 2 different screenshots of July 24th and July 25th from my Shopify dashboard or my Shopify account, so you guys can actually see the numbers for yourselves. They may be off 1, 2, or 3 sales just because my Facebook Ads Manager is in Pacific time or in California time, so technically the day ends at 3 a.m. while my actual Shopify dashboard is in Eastern time where I live in New York City time. So again, just a little bit of a disclaimer, 1, 2, or 3 sales may actually be off, but yeah, I am going to put both of the screenshots up for you guys. Essentially what I did on the night of July 25th, after that campaign was running for 2 full days, and yes, this is what I'm looking at over here, right? My dashboard is of July 24th and of July 25th. I want to look at it in a collective 2-day manner. You always want to do that. And you never just want to make a judgment or a decision based off of one day, because with Facebook and with any other paid marketing social media platform, you will come across inconsistencies. So even now when I'm scaling, I will always look at my data in a basis of 2 and 3 and then make a judgment whether to cut back, scale up, or leave it the same. So here's exactly what I'm doing, and what I actually did was any ad sets with no initiate checkout, no add to cart, or no purchase. Basically, any ad sets with no purchase, I turned off, considering I was getting a good amount of sales from all these other assets, right? So I wanted to be a little bit aggressive in terms of how I'm cutting these back. So what I did was I cut back on keratin, and I also cut back on Revlon right here. I know human growth hair and scalp are also off right now, but that is because on day 3, and you'll see in just a little bit, those did not give me a profitable ROAS. So I did turn those off at the end of day 3, which are human hair growth and scalp. But that's essentially what I did after day 2. I turned off keratin and Revlon, and I had everything else going. So I had 9 ad sets running essentially. And what I also did was I doubled the budget, right? Instead of duplicating the actual CBO, what I did was I edited the CBO, okay, and I raised the budget $100. So now, the third day, instead of spending $100, it was spending a whole $200. At this point, not only was I doubling and increasing the budget of this original campaign from $100 to $200, but what I also wanted to do is I wanted to take the 5 best performing ad sets over July 24th and July 25th over 48 hours, and those were open no targeting, hairstyle, hair care, hair products, and human hair growth, because they essentially had a ROAS over 2. And what I did was I took all those ad sets, I tick marked them, and then I duplicated them into a brand new CBO campaign at $50. So now, not only did I have this campaign running, right, but I also had the other campaign running at $50. So that means the third day, not only was I going to have or leave the best performing ad sets in this original ad sets on at $200, but now I also took the extra best performing ad sets in this campaign. I duplicated them into a $50 CBO campaign to run simultaneously with this one, and you'll see what I did on July 26th. And you can see on July 26th right here, the initial campaign, we spent about $200, giving us about a 4 ROAS, as we did about $792 in sales with a $5 cost per purchase. And on the second campaign right here, the one with the top 5 interests, as you can see, I did launch 2 days after on the 26th. We spent a little bit more than $50 with a 4.28 ROAS, and we had $251 in sales. So total, we spent $257.27, and that resulted in $1,045, again with an average ROAS of 4.06. So you can see, guys, on day 3, and I'll put another screenshot somewhere right here so you guys can see, a few sales may be off, between 1 to 2 to 3 sales may be off, but you can see that on day 3, we had already done $1,000 in sales. And remember what I said before, our break-even point ROAS is about a 2.1, so again, we were well over profitable when it came to this specific day on July 26th. And that wraps up this video, guys. You guys can see my exact Facebook ad strategies. You guys have the numbers in front of you right here in terms of how I was able to attain $1,000 in sales on a brand new Shopify dropshipping store just in the matter of 3 days. Use these strategies, use these tactics, use these methods, apply them to your own store and to your own business, because these tactics do work. I know I couldn't give a ton of information to you guys just for privacy reasons, and especially because this store is still active for myself, but nonetheless, I hope you guys got a ton of value in terms of how I went from $0 to $1,000 in sales within 72 hours on a brand new Shopify dropshipping store with a brand new Facebook ad account, business manager, and Facebook pixel. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I will be making update videos here and there as I reach more and more milestones with this specific store, as I get more into scaling, lookalikes, and retargeting, and all that jazz. So definitely, guys, stay tuned for that. Drop a like if you want more videos on this specific store, where it goes over the next few weeks and next few months, as long as it really runs for. As always, if you do have any questions, thoughts, or concerns, do not hesitate. Feel free to leave them in the comments below, as I always reply to each and every single one of you guys. With that being said, keep working hard, keep killing it, and your boy's out. Peace.